afternoon, everybody. How y'all doing? This your boy Rod Thomas Jr. and this is the real news behind the news. Oh yeah, man. Today is Tuesday, October 12th, 2021. And real briefly, I want to talk about the cancel culture. How when certain groups don't like things that's being said by other people outside of their group, how they try to band together and try to silence that person as opposed to having meaningful dialogue. Well, recently, just last Tuesday, the comedian, who I believe is the greatest comedian in the last 30 years, one of the greatest of all time, Dave Chappelle, put out a Netflix special entitled The Closer. And in this special, Dave made a lot of references to the LGBTQRS SWV community, and the community found it offensive. Now you got to realize the LGBTQ, LMNOP, SWV community makes up only 2%. I mean 0.2% of the nation's population, yet they have so much power. Did you all see the special at the part when Dave Chappelle basically was saying how, like, he went to reference how a rapper, the Baby, was canceled from all his upcoming events because he was alleged to have made statements about the gay community. And Dave went on to say how it was a trip how the Baby could kill a man at Walmart and nothing happened to him. Y'all remember how I told you when the Baby got counseled and they started counseling all this too? Remember how I say that as long as he was saying nigger and kill each other and calling women bitches and hoes, they had no problem. But as soon as the Baby started saying things about the LGBTQ, LMNOP, SWV community, they basically counseled him. Well, it basically backfired with the LGBTQ, LMNOP, or SWV community because Netflix basically told him, we're not taking this special down. As a comedian, Dave Chappelle has a right to say, y'all excuse me, I got paint all over me. He has a right to say what it is that he wants to say. So basically what is happening here in America, as opposed to two opposing groups coming together to have meaningful dialogue, to try to settle their difference or to come up on some understanding, you have a lot of groups who will try to silence the other side. And I believe it's simply because they don't have an argument to back up their case. When Dave Chappelle said that gender is a fact, he was right. You're either born a male or a female. Now what you choose to do afterwards, that's on you. But I got a feeling to all these transgender men who are changing over to women, as soon as you get to heaven, the first thing God gonna say, well, what happened to that penis I gave you when you was born? I gave you a penis. What you do with it? You know what I'm saying? Gender is a fact. There are male and there are females. Do y'all know it's gotten so sick now that they're teaching your children in school that there's no definite male and female? In California right now, in the toy aisles, the aisle where your kids go to to purchase toys. Remember how boy toys used to be blue and girl toys used to be pink? Well, now they're taking even the colors away because they want to force a neutral gender, gender neutral, the alphabet boys and girls. What's up, Marlon? Yeah, the alphabet folks. Them alphabet folks. They have gotten too much power to be only 0.2%, 0.2, not 2%, but 0.2% of the population, and they have the power to shut down anybody who goes against them. But again, in the case of Netflix was like, screw that. We're not finna take this special off the air. Especially when, Dave Chappelle is really wouldn't give a crap if they did. Think about it. After all that hostility they showed Dave Chappelle, he went on the same night to basically go and do a sellout concert at the Hollywood Bowl, over 100-some thousand people. See, they can't cancel Dave Chappelle because Dave Chappelle does not have any sponsors who he has to answer to. Remember when Dave Chappelle walked away from $50 million? $50 million on the table. Dave Chappelle walked away with it. He is not able to be controlled by anybody. Notice something else Dave Chappelle did, and even the Jews, and when he made the joke about the space Jews, even the Jews knew. You can't come after Dave Chappelle. Again, how is it that the smallest group of the population in America has all the power? Gotta pay him anyway. Exactly, you gotta pay him anyway. And then too, it backfired on him because you had a couple of alphabet people bust in on a meeting that Netflix executives had, trying their best to get Dave Chappelle canceled, get that show canceled, and wind up getting fired for barging in on the meeting with that nonsense anyway. Again, we live in a culture, y'all excuse my language, but I call it a pussified culture, where people get so sensitive and offended, and when they don't have an argument to back up their case, the first thing they do is try to shut you down, silence you. Well, just like Dave Chappelle, I won't be silenced, because if you have a right to put that out there, that you don't believe that there's certain things as men or women, or that you have a right to change your body and take away that penis that God gave you at birth, don't I have a right to teach my children that that's not acceptable? Don't I have a right to raise my son knowing that there is a such thing as a male and female? If you have the right to put out your opinion, don't I have the right to do the same thing if I disagree? So this cancel culture is one that we must really pay attention, and everybody must fight against. Because again, it's gotten to the point now where they have gender neutral bathrooms, meaning some old perverted ass dude with a beard and mustache, all he has to do is put on a wig and a dress and say, I identify as a woman, and can walk into the girl's bathroom with your 8-year-old daughter. This is the point that we're getting to. And it's nothing but a bunch of, excuse me, not trying to offend nobody, but a bunch of sick, perverted ideology, man. It is sick to think that a 35-year-old man who says he wants to be a woman can go into the same bathroom with your 8-year-old daughter. But you as a man cannot go in there to protect your daughter from this sick pervert. Plain and simple, man. This cancel culture needs to be checked, or it's going to get to a point where none of us will have a right to speak out as to what we... Y'all give me a second. I'm going to go ahead and end this video, man, because I got to finish a little more painting to do. But I'm going to come back again with the video a little bit in depth on YouTube tonight, so y'all can check it out. But it's crazy how 0.2% of the population can scream and holler and shut down the rest of the 99.8% of the population that don't agree with them. Ain't that backwards? So y'all have a wonderfully blessed and prosperous day.